Hello, my name is Ernie Vecchio, author, trauma psychologist, and mentor, inviting you to join me on the Heart is Compass podcast. As is always the case, the path forward is inward. I will see you on the inside. Shame has the problem of really just existing on this planet and thinking that it is undeserving of love. That no love that anybody could give somebody who has shame as a demon, it passes right through you and comes out the hole at the bottom of the cup. It doesn't stick. And I never felt deserving of any of what people would call love. I never felt deserving of it. That there was something wrong with me, and everybody else was normal. And that was because of where I started and where I came from. And thank goodness I finally got to a place with normal that I went, well, if this is normal, then normal. Sadly, that makes up, 99% of the population. I mean,
I know.
Everybody is in pursuit of normal, and they don't understand that the norm that they're comparing themselves against is a lie. It's not even a valid standard.
What would be a more holistic way to look at that? Instead of people trying to be normal, what would be a...
True. True. Just be true. When I think of true, I think of a carpenter. They say that the key tools of a carpenter is a plane, a level, and a ruler. Are the three key tools of a carpenter. And what do carpenters do when they build something? They make everything true. The word they use is square. And if you've ever tried to hang a door or put a window in, and I've done both of those things, if you've ever built anything, and I've built a lot of different things in my life, I've built decks and different things like that. I've put in windows, I've put in doors. If you get something, if it's just off a fraction, the door doesn't close, the window doesn't open and close, the deck isn't level. I mean, so true is the answer to that. Just be true.
Wow.
And that's why I say that love and truth and freedom is a place. The dimension of trueness is symmetry. In nature, beauty is considered symmetry. They've even, scientists have even said, or people that study, I guess not scientists, but I guess anthropologists, whoever studies animals, whatever you call those guys, but people that study animals have said that even animals will reject other animals if they're not symmetrical. If they're asymmetrical, they won't mate. They'll be rejected by their peers, if you will. So beauty is symmetry. When you look at a model for human beings, when you look at a model, her eyes, her nose, her mouth, her shoulders, her hips, her everything is symmetrical. That's beauty. And so too does nature. So somewhere in there, my answer would be true. That I wasn't in pursuit of normal. I was in pursuit of what was true, what was square, what was level, what was balanced. And that is what saved me, really. I gave up on normal. And now in hindsight, I recognize that was the way to have done it. I would have been fighting a losing battle if I chose normal. But now look what I've ended up doing. I now have a definition for normal. And the definition for normal really is balance when your inside world and your outside world are congruent.
Yes. Oh, wow.
It's kind of like the bubble on the level. When the bubble is where it's supposed to be in between the two lines, that's level, right? Well, it's the same thing with congruence. When your inside world and outside world put that bubble right where it's supposed to be, that's balance.
And that's presence.
Yes, it is.
And
the distance between those two lines is the bridge. In other words, let's say it's off to the left, and the bubble would go to the right, and you'd have to bring the left side up to make the bubble go back to the center. Well, when I say build a bridge, I'm literally talking about leveling your life. Make it level. Make it true. Make it square, if you will.
But to live in presence and to live in love, truth, and freedom, it takes an awareness because you can't just keep that trueness that.
So imagine interacting with another human being. Imagine the old seesaws we used to sit on when we were children.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that when you when you're interacting with another person, and this is why I love you. When you and I talk, imagine this level that's on a flat surface, and it's teeter-tottering back and forth as we talk.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the way I see our conversations when we hit kind of what I would call a zone. It's the teeter-tottering stops, and the bubble is right in the middle.
Hmm.
And then we are in a zone. We are now in a true place. And in that true place, something special happens. That's 1 + 1 = a third thing. The left side of that level and the right side of that level is 1 + 1 when balance equals the third thing, which is that bubble.
Yeah.
And that bubble really is that two circles coming together that makes that almond shape. That literally is the door. That's the door to love, truth, and freedom, is where that bubble resides.
My experience over time has been when that zone happens, something that also comes with that is time kind of seems to not.
It slows down or it falls away, yeah. Yeah, it seems like the Earth's rotation around the sun just kind of slows down. Yeah, it does. It does. I think it's because the teeter-tottering back and forth stops. And so we're able to sit in time in a different kind of way than we're going back. In other words, we're not in motion in time. We are still in time. Do you see the difference? And most other interactions, it's just constant teeter-tottering. One ego talks, other ego talks, next ego talks. You're just teeter-tottering back and forth, back and forth. And then if it's really ugly, somebody jumps off the seesaw and then you fall to the ground, right? And the other thing that's kind of cool about that, Harm, is it's mathematical, this concept of level. It's just basic math. To make something square is mathematic. It's not just simple arithmetic. It's in fact, it's plane geometry. So you see, you're moving out of arithmetic into plane geometry just to make something level. It's actually quite valid that you're moving from arithmetic 1 + 1 = 2 to 1 + 1 = 3. When 1 + 1 = 3, that's plane geometry. You move beyond arithmetic to a mathematical place. And there's a lot of scientists that say that the entire universe is just nothing but mathematics.
The needle turns an art, compass heart. Do you ever get the feeling it's pointing to the start? Something so much bigger, so much better.